Hi, I'm Jameson Newlander, Alan Frog from the Lost Boys, and you're watching the Frog Brothers podcast.
It's refreshment time, folks.
I'm just gonna go watch a movie.
Do you like scary movies?
I don't watch movies.
I have to return some videotapes.
You have a TV?
No. I just like to read the TV guide. Read the TV guide. Don't need a TV.
Books, records, films, these things matter. Call me shallow. It's the fucking truth.
Over 1,600 titles, each for rent at just $2 the first night, and only
I don't watch TV.
Yeah, but you are aware that there's an invention called television, and on this invention they show shows, right?
It's a laser disc.
Okay, I want channels 18, 24, 63, 109, 87, and Weather Channel.
Welcome to the Frog Brothers podcast with your hosts, Justin and Alec.
Hello, and welcome to episode 68.
68. Oh, we're one
of the
away.
Frog Brothers podcast.
68, dudes.
You know what next week is?
Yeah.
It's the number Bill and Ted are always thinking about.
Ooh.
Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
They do.
Sweet. Right in the first 30 seconds. Good time. Good thing we're not monetized yet, huh?
Yeah. Monetize. Losers go home and fuck the monetization.
Are we going to review some porn parodies next week?
Not with you. I'm not watching any of that with you guys. You sick fuck.
I mean, we practically did when we watched Crash.
Yeah, that was weird.
I like seeing Casey Jones get topped by Ultron.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So what's going on in the news this week? You guys buy anything else? I'm kind of trying to save things right now. So
I have not been buying a lot of collectibles. I have purchased some cosplay items for the Edgar Frog cosplay.
I have purchased some cosplay items.
I have. Got a Edgar Frog shirt that I needed, a vest. Got some pants.
And a jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have only put stuff on my watch list. I haven't pulled the trigger or anything else yet.
A vinyl box set I pre-ordered like in December is finally shipping. The whole vinyl delay thing was causing some issues. But the Memphis Vinyl Services announced or shared an article on Instagram the other day just about how vinyl sales exploded over the pandemic and how everyone is way behind schedule on pressings right now because of it. So if everyone's like, hey, why is Ghostbusters 2 soundtrack delayed? Well, that's because everyone's busy doing pressings right now, so I'm assuming we'll get that
Shit-eating son of a bitch!
around the time of Afterlife releasing, I would imagine, right? It would just be a good time to have it.
Yeah,
it would help
or
people
some
make
time to lead up to it. Yeah, for sure.
It would help to be an impulse buy,
It'd
right?
be a good right at the end of September if they shipped it out, because then you'd have it for October. You know, I think that's what they should do.
Yeah.
I think September and October will be merch of Ghostbusters out the wazoo, and I'm here for it.
Could you explain what a wazoo is?
A wazoo is your asshole.
What about a kazoo? A kazoo?
I think that's what they call an asshole in Great Outdoors on the TV version.
Oh, why don't you go blow it out your kazoo? Yes,
Yeah.
that's what they showed it on the the cable edit. So instead of blow it out your ass, no one's going to be blowing anything out of anyone's kazoo.
Yes.
It's a fucking great movie.
Yeah, we having fun or what?
We're always having fun.
Are we though? Because Richard Donner died.
He was 91 though, so it's not like he fucking died tragically young.
He hung in there, didn't he?
He did. If I knew that whole speech, I would have gone into it, but I don't. It's
Right.
fucking lengthy, but it's glorious.
Yeah.
Stabbed, shot, hung, quartered.
Yeah, yada, yada, yada.
So rest
Right
in
before his
peace.
head died, he said, The Goonies is my favorite movie I ever made.
He did produce The Lost Boys, as well as directed The Goonies, which, very
Yes.
near and dear to us. So
Right in our movie repertoire.
Yes.
Oh, we got a tired boy. We got we only have 75 more to go.
I know. It's a Weekend at Bernie's 35th anniversary release date today.
Yeah.
And we just fucking biffed that one.
Right over there on the VHS shelf. I think you can see it behind Nick, if you can make it out.
Oh, Booger wants to see it. Booger, do you approve of this movie?
We're going to get this signed by Terry Kaiser.
He'll be in town at Crypticon, Kansas City, the weekend after next.
Aren't we planning on reviewing that the Monday after Crypticon?
Possibly, yes.
We need to because it's the 35th anniversary.
And we'll have met him.
Still trying to work on a cosplay for him. All I need to find is a good windbreaker that's that shade, and then order the glasses.
Yeah.
Because then, well, the shirt too, I guess. But those pants you just gave me, I can even wear for that too.
Yeah. What is that? That was 87, right? 89.
Yeah. 89, hell of a year.
Hell of a year. So maybe not the 35th anniversary. My math's off, but whatever.
Also, we will be having a new episode of Spectre Vision out this week. We're going to be covering Jaws, so keep your eyes open.
Yeah. I shouldn't be yawning this much, man. It was a long
Sleepy
weekend.
boy.
Yeah, I'm pretty tuckered out myself.
Yeah, me too. I was on a film set this week doing some work, which was pretty cool. Doing some more of that lately, and it's going well. But it is also, I was a production assistant, but I was kind of doing grip work. So that's kind of like the physical labor on set, basically.
Yes, it doesn't involve gripping men like you might think that it does, just by the sounds of it. It involves gripping things. It means you're gripping things to lift them and move them.
Yeah.
So Alec is now a certified forklift operator.
No.
Oh.
That's not accurate. This is a lie.
This is, of course it's a lie.
This is a tissue of lies.
So there's a bunch of Spider-Man toy leaks that Marvel just went ahead and confirmed. So the more we get into it, the more we start seeing everything, right? Hasbro Pulse.
I haven't seen those leaks. What's in those leaks? For anyone who doesn't want to know those leaks,
I saw the article.
Blank out or
read it.
hit the 30 seconds ahead button. But tell me the leaks now.
All right. So they're just talking about they're confirming the multiverse because there's a bunch of different Spider-Man suits. And they're even going further back with Lego. Like Lego always spoils every fucking thing, right? Because that's just how Lego does, especially on Amazon. Lego packaging on Amazon. But they also showed that there's a Mysterio and what's a fucking bird guy?
Vulture.
The Vulture, yeah. Vulture Lego sets coming out for the new movie, so there's speculation on that right now. But there's also stuff that it says inspired by Spider-Man. So we'll see. I think they're trying to be sneaky about it, but it's just confirming the multiverse, which we should already be expecting based on if you're watching Loki at all. So
yeah,
don't be too surprised there. But they did confirm Doctor Strange is in it, which I think we already kind of knew.
Yeah, I think so.
Ooh, sexy.
And then because he's got a new Marvel Legends figure coming out, and then we got a Jane Jonah Jameson Legends figure coming out that's the bald version.
I'm extremely high right now.
I
Just
know,
so we're
I
clear,
can
and
tell.
it's like really fucking with me hearing the voices in the headphones right now. I'm just kind of zoning out.
Hearing the voices in the headphones.
This is the voice of God, Alec. I am here to save your soul and develop it into something manageable, impressive, and full of shit.
Yeah, I'm really fucking high right now.
And just
so.
like that, God disappeared.
Oh, man.
So not a whole lot else in news, really. Just con season's picking up. I see a lot of people going to cons and seeing cons.
You're stoned out of your mind, man.
Exactly. Now, in Kansas City, I will say that much like many parts of the country, this Delta variant bullshit's going around and spreading faster than herpes at a gangbang at Debbie Does Dallas filming. That was before they tested for STDs back then.
Can we have group sex with your roommate?
Wonder where you heard that at.
Smoke weed every day.
I got it back. I got it back.
How
Everyone.
Stella got her groove back.
How Alec got his sound clip back.
Everyone who's not vaccinated is going to die.
We're all going to die, you dumb bastard.
They're going to die really soon.
That's a threat, Nick, and I don't want to be associated with you for that.
No, they're going to die by the virus.
Yeah, you do see how this might make us look bad, right?
It'll be funny.
Well, anyway, on that note, we're going to go
let's
ahead
just
and move
jump
on.
right in. Did you just lick the money shot off your own face?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
I wiped it onto my hand and then licked it.
Very nice. Water cooler cult. So we just watched episode 4 of Loki.
I literally just watched it.
So did I. Episode 4, Loki. New TV show. Not too bad. I definitely. It's got that weird wizardy guy that's got that cold gold shit that he wears on his noggin. I really like that. The she Loki. Yeah. It's like everything you like about the dude, but it's a chick. Low key, I'd like to be a sandwich in between them breads, eh? Yeah, you want to get on that? You want to be the mustard or the mayo?
I don't even know where this came from, but
it's a weird new segment we're doing called Talking Like Assholes. Talking like assholes. I don't even know what accent this is.
There's people that really talk like this that listen, and they're gonna be really mad.
Yeah, just because we did such a bad impersonation of whatever their accent is.
Maybe they're snowflakes, who knows? Maybe they're little bitches.
Nick actually found his fucking shorts.
Yeah, I dug out my summer.
Now I can stop crying about it being hot.
I didn't know you had legs. I thought you were Lieutenant Dan under there.
No, and like I said, I've still been hot.
It's what they build them spaceships out of,
Aluminium, titanium.
So yeah, Loki. This is finally getting somewhere with the episode here.
This is a good episode.
Yeah. As much of these Disney Plus episodes really take off, I think, in the 3rd and 4th episodes. Usually the 4th.
A lot of it, they're doing a lot of groundwork to pay off big.
I think this one only has 6 episodes.
Yeah, so that
they really got to kind of move it.
Yeah, they got 2 left. They could be longer though too. I haven't been paying attention to the lengths, but this one felt.
This one was 47, like average.
Some of them were only like 30, weren't they?
Nick always pays attention to length.
The last 2 were 30 minutes.
Do you also pay attention to girth? Because that's important too.
It's more important.
Ask anyone.
It's more important.
Oh, both.
It's like circumference, length times width.
It's a circumference of the penis,
I don't know about that, but
they have like 5 minutes of credits, which there was a mid-credit scene this week as well.
Yes.
Did you watch that, Alec?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch Maximum Overdrive? I forgot to ask you.
Oh, I watched it.
No, so in Loki, you start off with everything kind of closing up the last episode where they're basically just waiting to die. And like, well, I guess this is how we go. And then they finally figure out where the fuck they're at because they see an anomaly on the blip. And they bloppity bloop. And next thing you know, they scoop-diddy-doop. And they walked out of the door. Out on the floor. Everybody do the dinosaur.
Very last second, yeah.
Yes. It was very...
and
reminded me of the ending of Rogue One, except they got to walk through an invisible door.
Well, then they stood there and looked at the doors for a couple of seconds, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
it can not be worse than where you're at right now. So,
but I just love how you see Mobius is like figuring out that like,
wow,
Loki is an asshole. Wow. You trying to do the Owen Wilson? Wow.
Wow.
I assume they're gonna bring him back, or is he dead for good? I don't know.
I don't think you know yet because. Due to that post-credits scene where we see that Loki isn't exactly dead yet, he's zapped off to another place.
Loki's zapped off to another place.
So, do you have any speculation on a main villain here?
I have no fucking clue.
You're just so high right now. He's like, I don't even know what I want.
I guess whoever built those robot aliens, I would assume.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty fun. That they're like,
I was like, are those fucking aliens going to do anything, or just sit there and watch this battle, and then it turns out they're robots?
Well, I was like, they didn't look.
They're like Chuck E. Cheese.
I don't normally like criticize the CGI in this, but they didn't look like super amazing, like as polished as some other stuff did. So I was like, well, that's kind of weird, but okay, whatever. Maybe it's just kind of.
The movie went from being like Blade Runner to Last Jedi to Bill and Ted to Ghostbusters to Ghostbusters again.
This episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In like a 5-minute period, it was like 6 movies combined into one.
The doors swing both ways.
The elevator scene was almost the exact shot of them in the Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Like I kept thinking, I want to put the subtitles of that over this. And then they get up to the rooftop and it reminded me of Ghostbusters.
There should have been a no smoking sign.
And then the 3 of them are sitting like in Bill and Ted, the fucking Time Lords, whatever they're fucking called in that. Leaders and then the future.
Something like that. Yeah.
Timekeepers?
Timekeepers?
No, I just mean in Bill and Ted, I don't know what they're called.
Oh, right, yeah.
A lot less foam in their costumes.
And then when they're fighting off all the guards together, it's like fucking Last Jedi.
Last Jedi, but it doesn't suck.
With 3 Snokes.
Yeah.
And then Blade Runner just because of the color scheme, obviously.
Blade Runner because of the color scheme and that synthesizer they're using in some of the scoring pieces there.
I do enjoy the score of this series. I never really really noticed the other shows so far.
I gotta say, they've done a good job, though, like making... I mean, Loki's an interesting character anyway, right? Loki has roots well beyond Marvel, so, I mean, you're looking at things beyond that, but, you know, within the context of the MCU, you're like, okay, what are you going to do with this character to make it interesting again? Because he's kind of...
Is that like what Disney supposedly tried to copyright Loki or like a god?
Yeah, they've done some of that, some mythology stuff. I mean, I think every major corporation that's done that kind of shit has.
Yeah, that's lame, but it's funny, and it's just like, whatever, you dumb bastards.
I mean, like...
You dumb bastards.
Copyright law and all that shit was changed strictly because Disney, Walt Disney, actually paid a shitload of money to have that happen. And he didn't pay directly to the government, obviously. He was fucking paying lobbyists and helping get that movement whole thing rolling. So, want to keep making that money forever.
Thanks, Dad.
I'm just telling you, some people don't think about this shit. They can't figure it out. And like you're so high, I didn't know if you'd even know what I'm saying.
What about that time loop, huh?
Yeah.
How about that time loop?
Yeah.
With Sif.
He's never going to have children.
Who?
Loki.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me. I was like, yeah, that's likely.
You need him in the groin about 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then he eventually was like, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm a terrible person.
Well, when they first kill off Mobius, you're just like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, it seems like premature for that. But then when you see like Loki about to tell himself that he loves himself as a her.
Yeah, he does.
And like he finally has a connection with someone. It's like, that's because you love yourself, you dumb bastard. The only thing you've ever loved is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I love how bizarre and weird that is all at the same time.
That's why his palms are hairy. You know? Self-love.
Nick waxes his palms, though.
True. And his butthole. And his nose.
There's another movie that this reminded me of, but I'm still waiting for you guys to watch it, so it's not spoiled.
It's a Star Trek movie?
No, it's an Ethan Hawke movie.
Oh.
With time travel.
Was it Loopers or whatever?
Butt Loopers?
Fruit Loopers?
Predestination.
Hey, that's a sequel we should make. Right? Loopers? What's Fruit Loopers? It's the sequel you've been waiting for,
you
folks.
Go back in time to eat cereal out of your own ass.
Before you give yourself a bacterial infection.
Hungry fella. Oh, man.
What's all the pet food for?
These are movies I should pitch.
That should have been pitching a summer tentpole right there.
The Fruit Looper.
Wait, who owns that?
Written and directed by
Who
Alec
came
West.
up with that?
What?
Fruit looping.
The internet. I don't know.
Somebody on the internet.
Some poor bastard.
Someone already owns it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, we could use any
Cut
cereal.
him in. Let him be a producer.
I mean, I think Fruit Loops are actually owned by Kellogg's, but you know.
Sponsored by Kellogg's.
Yes. All right. So anything else on Loki? I mean, I feel like we really butchered that one. I don't know why I said butcher that one. That sounds fucking rude. No,
You know how much I sacrificed?
I do. An awful lot.
Well, yeah, we kind of all over Loki, but
well, when I realized there's only 2 episodes left, I thought maybe Mobius or Morpheus.
Looks like they kill off Loki
dead
at the end.
good.
Let's talk about that at least.
Looks up the mid-credit scene. Obviously.
I know, but I'm saying let's talk about that first. We'll talk about
first
things in
I
order.
thought the social justice warriors had gotten rid of male Loki so they could have female Loki.
When I was watching the first time, I said, "Oh God, the Loki is killed," and then the lady was the new Loki, and then there was credits, and it was over. But then they showed another scene, and in this scene, there was the Loki.
Are you mocking Nick? Because when you're mocking Nick, sounds like the guy from Idiocracy. He's like, "Go away, I'm baiting."
Kinda, yeah. I also sort of like Tommy Wiseau. Tommy Wiseau meets Doc Shepard in Idiocracy.
Pretty much. Nick looks triggered, but he's tired. He's too tired to
I'm just
fight you.
ranting. I don't know what's going on there.
Yes, it's weird. It's wild. It's crazy.
Well.
Fuck it.
But you know there's YouTube videos that are saying this.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. People get triggered by everything these days.
First they got a female Loki, and then they killed the male Loki, so it could just be the female Loki.
Well, I love how they just immediately, like, showed you what's going on after that. Because after Mobius, then Loki, you're like, what the fuck are you doing? And then in that credit scene, you're like, okay. So obviously
we got to
there's
put
more
this
beyond
mid-credit scene in, or...
You know what I think my favorite thing, though, so far in the series?
What?
The fucking alligator Loki wearing a little headset or headdress or whatever he wears, whatever you call that thing.
Oh, yeah.
That alligator was cool. I was like, can that guy get his own series? Because I just want to see a talking alligator, like, hang out with Rocket Raccoon and shit. Like, can we get some anthropomorphic talking animals in this series more than just the one? Well, the two, him and Groot, you know.
Yeah.
But Groot's a plant.
Well, we have little kid Loki and Black Loki and old man Loki at the end. And old man Loki's wearing the generic Loki costume.
Yeah. Was he old or is he just like fat Loki?
Well, I watched it on my phone, so I'm not sure. It looked like he had
okay.
white hair, so I don't know.
Interesting. Well, moving along.
Moving right along.
A good old segment called...
What do you mean you haven't seen this film supreme made up of a dream team? This movie's pretty great. You're fucking late. Let's accelerate and get it on your plate.
And you don't want us exposing ourselves. And you don't want us exposing ourselves. Exposing ourselves.
Film
and if you do
exposure.
want us exposing ourselves, onlyfans.com/FrogBrosVideo.
Mm-hmm. If you want to steam a stick of VHS into my personal VCR, if you know what I'm saying.
Are you going to use a slipcase on or off when you do that?
Well, I have to have the slipcase off. That's how a VCR works, Justin.
Yes. It was a protection or not protected sex joke. I guess
Unfortunately, the VCR down there doesn't rewind. It only goes forward.
That's a shame.
Yeah. I was talking about my butthole if you didn't get the joke. Moving along, Maximum Overdrive this week.
Maximum Overdrive.
The coke-fueled movie by Stephen King.
Oh, I thought this would be Another Man's Garbage.
No, a lot of people actually like it.
Because of the rating, not because of us not liking it.
I don't even know what the rating is.
It was very, very low.
It's like
Critics,
36%. It's pretty
very
bad.
cult
Was it
film.
that high?
It is, yeah. It's a straight up cult film though. I mean, it's Stephen King got to direct a movie based off one of his own stories called Trucks, I think, or something.
Joyride has really great ratings, but nobody really pays much attention to it.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those sleeper movies I just missed when it
yeah.
came out.
I liked it. I mean, we'll talk about it
I've always
later, I
liked
guess,
it.
but
Yeah.
okay, cool.
I bought it on DVD when it first came out.
And I have it on DVD.
As soon as we turned Maximum Overdrive on, I was like, God damn it, we missed it. June 19th, 1987 is when the movie
6.
opens up.
Yeah, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Oh, in the movie it's 87?
Yeah, Rhea M.
Oh.
Comet, yeah. Wilmington, North Carolina.
I say the movie released in 86.
And then the first thing you get in this fucking movie after that is a Stephen King cameo at an
Yeah.
ATM, which is fucking glorious. Like, I'm like, hey, you're gonna...
35th anniversary in a couple weeks.
Yeah. Well.
Did you guys know that?
Fancy.
There you have it.
We're celebrating the 35th anniversary of Maximum Overdrive.
Just like, shut this man up. Shut this man up. Shut this man off.
I feel like Dr. Evil, goddammit, with the fucking mute button.
Yes.
You insolent little shit.
So I'd never seen this movie, so I had to get a digital copy to watch. It's a fucking trip, man. Emilio Estevez.
I don't give a ladybug.
The first thing I noticed is the fuck you on the sign outside the bank. And I was like, what am I watching? Because I hadn't seen this before.
And then the ATM called him an asshole. Like,
have you seen this before this?
I think I did when I was a kid.
You hadn't either, had you?
So, I love the beginning,
definitely.
though, man. Like, all the fucking car destruction going on at the beginning.
Oh,
like that.
the
They're
bridge.
fucking playing AC/DC, and then they had this stupid AC/DC van getting smashed up.
But isn't AC/DC so much more tolerable when there's no singing?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's like...
so much better. That's
like
one
there
thing
was a
about
little bit of
AC/DC. Like,
singing.
yeah, I know. Occasionally there was, but like,
Yeah, the voice
I
does
could
his
actually
voice,
stand the
yeah.
music when there's no
Well,
singing.
yeah, the music, there's some good guitar riffage and shit in there for sure. But yeah, the singing's like really like... Yeah, it's low. I can't handle a lot of that.
Yeah, so
Sorry if you like AC/DC a lot, but that's just not for me. So you keep on enjoying it.
AC/DC sucks balls. Comment below if you disagree. I don't care. Fight me.
Deirdre
There's an
Smith.
AC/DC van in that scene.
Yeah, on the
I
bridge.
guess, that's kind of a small thing for them.
Yeah.
Their van gets fucking trashed, just like all the other shit.
The only thing I was disappointing about that was like I was really hoping for a cameo from the band, like to get out of the fucking van and like have it being like destroyed,
Get murdered.
Yeah, that'd
be
be
fucking cool.
So every time I've seen like the iconic imagery from this movie is that semi truck that's from the toy company.
Yeah.
But it's got the Green Goblin's face
I figured
on
it'd be
it.
much more of a road movie.
Yeah.
Like it, I just didn't read like it was going to be like this type of a movie. I thought it was going to be
a diner the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be. It felt like more like a zombie movie, but with machines.
Mm-hmm.
So it's campy and it's enjoyable in that kind of sense. If you don't take it seriously and you take it more like, like the Silent Night, Deadly Night movies, those are so fucking wacky, they're hilarious.
Yeah, like this movie I didn't take serious just because you're like, oh, it's fucking campy. Even though like when it was made, it's made to still be a B movie, right? It's clearly what it is. There's some Shawshank Redemption shit going on in here as they're crawling through the sewer tunnels and shit, which is badass. I'm like, hell yeah.
When it gets to the part where they're feeding them gasoline, I'm always just like, or not always, but was just like kind of confused, just like, where's this going now? Because this is going on quite a while. They're doing the scene's pretty long.
Yeah, and it's like if you're not paying close attention to this, like you may realize that, like, okay, so the comet at the beginning basically has an alien life form that makes electronics, engines, whatever sentient.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was like the radiation.
Yeah, from the trail of a comet that the Earth was in. Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a ladybug. Never
Oh
heard
my
that
God!
before.
Why wasn't I told?
Who's in charge? Eckhart, sir.
So Bill Robinson, who's Emilio Estevez, plays that, and then
what about the knife cut in the waitress? That was a dope scene. I like that.
Oh, that electric knife was pretty fucking cool.
Dude, I love the kid getting chased this whole movie. That's one of the best parts.
Oh, the kid in the bike, yeah. That whole fucking vending machine throwing, and like you can clearly see there's
Dude,
just
the
a cannon
vending
in there.
machine part rules.
And then that kid got ran over by the
steamroller. Yeah,
I was like, yes, they killed a kid in a movie. Yeah.
Yes, very much. It reminded me of Assault on Precinct 13. Have you seen that? Little girl just gets
Not
taken
the
out with a
original.
fucking gun right to the fucking face.
They do that in the remake, or
No, it's in the original. I think.
I've only seen the remake, and that was.
I think I have the original.
And a long time ago for that. Even.
We'll do it sometime. It's a John Carpenter flick.
You know who else
Similar
is in
vibe.
there? So Yardley Smith, who
Mhm.
voices Lisa Simpson's actually in this as the newlywed wife.
Oh, that's funny.
Also
Yeah, I was
in,
like, why does her voice sound so fucking familiar when I was watching that? And I'm like, oh, that
She also
explains
had a
that.
prominent role in Legend of Billie Jean.
Yeah, she's done more voice work, obviously, than anything else beyond that, but it's pretty cool seeing somebody like that. And you're like, why do I know that voice?
I
You know,
love
it's-
Yardley Smith.
It's usually you...
Oh, yeah, she's the one that says, I gotta go to the ladies' room. And he's like, can I watch?
Yeah, and she's like, no, stop. Yeah, it was just like, all right.
He's like into that piss.
It's number
Yeah,
F.
man.
I'm going
I mean, it just
That's
shows
what the
you.
movie should have taken a turn, and all of a sudden they
Been a
should have
fetish
been
film?
Yeah, like should have been her
Peeing
pissing on him in the truck stock bathroom, and then like the trucks get into it too, and they start pissing and fucking on the truck. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird and would make weird movies. Somebody give me a
Somebody give this man a budget.
Somebody give me a budget, please.
Give this man a budget and a kilo of cocaine.
I would make the craziest fucking movie you've ever seen, I promise.
It'd probably mostly be you doing weird shit.
I would definitely be the star.
Because I know you, and I've seen what you do.
I know what you are, and I've seen what you've done.
I didn't take a lot of notes on this movie. It's just so fucking wacky. Like, obviously, Bill's got this shit boss because he's a parolee, and so he's out on parole, and then, like, he's got that chick he's trying to bang. Like, there's some subplots in there that are, like, just hilarious to see.
Yeah. Like I said, I definitely like the kid. He has to fight the fucking... He hides from the ice cream truck, and then the lawnmower comes after him.
Mhm.
And the lawnmower's already tasted blood at that point. You know, it's covered in
Yeah.
fucking blood. It rules. And I love how you just are always seeing new dead bodies laying around from
Yeah,
people's
everyone's
fucking
just
being
dead
murdered.
everywhere.
And then he's also chased by a fucking airplane. Did you see that shit?
Yes, that airplane was badass.
That was awesome.
Because
I
he
was
goes
like-
and fucking, like, hides behind a billboard, like, takes his bike over there, and then you see him, like, go, and you're like, oh, okay.
Like, it's such a crazy, campy concept, but it's amazing.
It's fun because it's all practical. If you're going to do something like that now, most of that would have been CGI, and it would be entertaining, but it would be way less fun. The fact that
Yeah.
this is all, like, shot in camera just makes it, like, obnoxiously goofy.
Yeah.
In the best way possible, of course. So... And Emilio Estevez, like, they try to give him an award for, like, worst actor in this movie, and I'm like, he really wasn't bad. He was one of the better...
He wasn't bad. They just, like, the dialogue written wasn't good. And it's like, Stephen King wrote this, too. You'd think it'd be more
Well,
interesting. But I don't know.
did he write the adaptation?
He wrote and directed it.
Yeah, but it's based off a short book.
But it says written and directed by.
written and... Okay, I don't know, man. Maybe he just had a hard time adapting the things to the screen.
Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe that's why he's never directed a movie again since. Thanks.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted a joke, I'd follow you into the John and watch you take a leak.
So it looks like in '97 they made a more direct adaptation of the
Trucks.
of the book.
Yeah, that's what the story was called.
And
or
it
whatever.
looks more like a road movie.
Interesting.
And it's all about trucks.
Funny.
Sounds like a Thomas the Train episode.
And has a better rating.
All about trucks. What else do you have on it? What's the craziest shit you saw in that you're just like, this is badass?
I honestly, the first half of it is much better when all the crazy shit was happening. And like I said, the kid on the bike's my favorite part. So all the truck stop stuff felt more like a zombie movie without zombies, which wasn't necessarily bad, but it was like, all right, moving along a little bit. Give me something.
Yeah, there's a few things in the second half that really just kind of brought it down, like when they're pumping the diesel for all the trucks that come through, and then they like run out, and like the truck's all pissed off, but he's got like blisters on his hands from running the pump all day. You're like, really, dude?
Right.
And filling up big diesels is going to burn through fuel pretty quick, and like showing that they had that many there, I'm like, okay, what are the chances of that? So,
Yeah. What are the odds?
What are the odds of that?
Ah, jeez. So, this movie, The Trucks, I used to drive a truck like that, eh?
It's a sequel to the Disney film Cars, you know, there's trucks and they try to kill people.
You know what they don't tell you about truckers is a lot of us are really into the filleting one another because, we're on the road all the time and, we got needs.
There's the rules of the road, you know what I mean? You got to get out there and you got to participate.
Candy cane, come on.
Candy cane.
We'll get to candy cane later.
Oh, I like a candy cane in my mouth.
Hey, welcome to the Frog Brothers podcast and the oral sex jokes and gagging on penis jokes. High class, intelligent
fun
comedy.
never ends.
The most intelligent comedy out there.
We're talking about Maximum Overdrive, and we're talking about intelligence.
Yes.
Only difference between us and Stephen King is that he's a renowned author that's celebrated and successful, and we're just pieces of shit sitting here on TV.
Who gives a fucking shit?
But, we got that going for us, which is pretty nice.
We're more popular than Jesus.
Who isn't?
Wait a minute. Does it say that in the Bible?
I think it does.
I guess that's all we have on this, huh?
Yeah. Nick, did you even watch that? You didn't say a fucking like thing about it. You're just like,
yeah, I did.
He said some stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Top five. Top five. Top five. Top five. Top five. Top five. Top five.
Top five. Top five.
Top five.
This is top five.
Nick topped 5 guys. I should have said that better. I sound like a dumbass because I said it wrong. Sound like a moron when you get it wrong.
By that, he means you fucked some hamburgers.
Yeah. Exactly. Restaurants.
That sounds fine.
He's a restaurateur.
Like the movie American Pie. The remake will be hamburgers. It'll be called 5 Guys.
Yes, it will be.
Vegans should fuck hamburgers. That way no one can eat it.
No, there's people that are into that. There's a demographic for pretty much everything out there, Nick. It's called the internet.
Yep.
Let's go explore anything.
Well, Nick's not participating in our top 5 tonight because he claims he hasn't seen Disney movies.
Repressed memories. Yeah.
So, interesting. We won't go into detail because I don't know.
Oh, we can't talk about a repressed memory. You don't know it. It's repressed.
Didn't you have repressed memories about Westerns?
I've just seen like the 5 typical ones.
You haven't even seen The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, have you?
I don't know if I've actually
I've probably
watched
seen
them,
all
yeah.
the Clint Eastwood movies when I was a kid.
The Clint Eastwood ones are good. I do not like the John Wayne ones. We'll just clarify that real quick. I don't like John Wayne, so.
Well, that's fair.
But like
that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, I know. But
so we're talking about the top 5 traditionally animated Disney films.
Yep, which leads all the way from the 1930s to the early 2000s.
Nick, if you want to give us your top 5 right now. Which one have you seen?
I hear good things about Aladdin. And
which one have you actually watched?
Recently enough to remember it would be Lion King.
So that's your 1 through 5. Nick's 1 through 5 in all 5 places is The Lion King.
I probably saw like Little Mermaid and shit when I was really too young to remember. But
The Lion King and The Little Mermaid. All right, cool.
Very nice. So, I guess, Alec, what's your number 5?
Would you hold on real quick? Just because Lion King, and I'm gonna ask you some weird questions about these things. Would you rather, with the fish on the top or the fish on the bottom, lady? Would you rather fuck a traditional mermaid or the opposite of a traditional mermaid?
Oh, I thought this was a Lion King question.
No, the Lion King question comes next about what kind of lion you want to fuck. But
you mean a mermaid that can't?
A mermaid that's a fish on the top
that can't go from fins to legs, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
With a vagina, a human vagina, as opposed to
probably human top, because she can still do mouth. You know.
If you're listening, you need to watch the YouTube video just to see Nick demonstrate. That's beautiful.
But not
have
a
real nice
fish head, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Would a fish be better at blowjobs? Because they're always going.
They don't breathe in air, so they can do it underwater. I guess I don't know. There's probably perks to each thing if you look at it realistically. Pros. We need a Venn diagram. That's what we need to have on this wall back here. A Venn diagram for this kind of bullshit.
Like this? Yeah. Well, actually, it'd be really good is get a frame that's green screen.
Oh yes.
You can put anything up there that we're talking about, a news channel.
Yeah.
And it'll be today. It'll be the fish mermaid.
Venn diagram.
The other
you'd have to do more work.
Or all fish or all person.
Can I try both before deciding?
That's actually that's a fair ask, I would say. I'm not a doctor, but I think that's a fair
Can I try them
ask.
both at the same time with the same load? You know, you know what I mean?
Oh my God!
Well, if it's fish
Jesus
top,
Christ, Walter.
If it's fish top, would it still be intelligent like a human and can talk, or is it just as smart as a fish?
Here's an even better question.
Okay, go for it.
If it's well, I guess tits. Okay, that's the answer
fish
to the question.
Top, but she has tits.
No, I was gonna say.
He's so high he can't even figure it out.
No, I just realized what he was saying. A fish top with tits. Now I think I forgot what I was saying. Top 5 Disney movies, I guess.
Yeah.
No, which kind of lion do you want to fuck?
Some parent's gonna Google Disney something, and it's gonna bring this show up.
Here, honey.
And they're gonna have their kid watch it.
Our show's pretty well locked out of children accessing it from YouTube.
Yes, we mark it as explicit.
Yes,
I mean,
we're
the
not
parent will
trying
access
to.
it.
I hope not. Don't let your children
Top
watch
5
this.
Disney
It's not
movies for me to
family
show
friendly.
my child.
Well, I mean, just look at the cover of The
Do you
Little
wanna
Mermaid. It has a big fucking dildo drawn on it.
Would you rather fuck Ursula or Flounder?
An octopus or a fish?
Or the crab? Ooh, don't fuck the crab, man. That's bad. Chop your dick off like that.
What about the prince guy? Is he an option?
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say was, does it even matter if you're fucking a mermaid that's a guy? Because it's just a mouth and hands anyway. You know what I mean? A mouth and hands is a mouth and hands.
That's a good question. So, what's her name's? Ariel's dad would pretty much be the same as Ariel, right?
Ooh, wait, Ursula has all those tentacles. That could be real nice. Tentacle porn, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a whole genre there, too.
You could put 7 tentacles on my penis and just one up my butt. And I'd be ready to go. Squirting my own ink.
Judging from the looks of it, you are ready to go.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, I guess we're doing a top 5 Disney animated
movies. What's
movies.
your number 5, Alec?
My number 5 is a little film called Hercules.
Okay.
I forgot to look up the years for these, but it's from the late 90s. 97, I want to say. Maybe 98. But, yeah, you got fucking Danny DeVito, James Woods, some really interesting
it's 97.
monster kills and shit. I always liked it as a kid.
I was too old for Disney movies when they came out, so I think I had to see that with you just because it was a family outing, and I'm just like, fuck this trash.
Oh, you guys went to the theater?
Yeah, we used to go regularly. We'd see movies all the time. Hence why we like movies so
time.
fucking much.
Goddamn right. I've fucking lived in the
Hey,
theater.
Rip Torn and Bobcat Goldthwait and Matt Frewer.
Yeah, see, I haven't watched it in a long time. I wonder if I have that one, actually. I have a bunch of random Disney movies, but I think I do, actually. I have to
So my number 5.
Number 5.
101 Dalmatians. It's a fucking movie about dogs. Doing dog stuff.
Yeah, it's too sad for me. Dog movies are always fucking sad when people make them.
I think I did watch that one when I was young.
People are always killing off dogs in movies. It's fucked up. I'm against it. I'm here for the movement against that type of behavior in movies.
And I'm talking the animated movie because they did release that live-action adaptation of it. But
all of this is animated films.
Yes.
Just to clarify.
So this is one of those that Disney released the movie from their vault onto VHS for a limited time. You know, you can only buy something for like a year or whatever before they're like, oh, we're gonna pull it from shelves just to drive
they're
up value.
fucking buttholes.
Yeah, they've always done shit
But
like
they
that.
won't do that with their streaming service.
I bet they won't do that with the streaming service.
They
I don't know.
want
They just
people to
sounded country as fuck for a
unsubscribe.
minute there. Like,
Well, I did it on purpose.
I live in the mountains here. Haven't seen white folks in years,
White
let alone
folks?
anyone.
So you're not white in this?
No, I am.
In this scenario?
I am.
You're a southern black gentleman. What's your number 4, Alec?
I was gonna say we can't even say anything. There's not. Okay, move along.
Don't look for.
Eat my ass.
Number 4.
He gave up.
You sucked that guy's dick?
I didn't even hit the right one. That's amazing. Peter Pan. Peter Pan.
The peanut butter?
There's a Peter Pan peanut butter alert.
I do remember watching the live-action Peter Pan as a kid with the
Hook.
Remember? No, the one with the woman playing Peter.
Oh, the ballet.
No.
She was a dancer. I want to say like the.
Oh, it was like a kind of like a ballet thing, wasn't it?
I think she was a ballet dancer.
She was a ballet dancer.
All right, well, fuck off with that. Because I'm talking about the
But it
good
was like
one
a play
with
almost, I think.
the fucking alligator and the ticking.
No wonder he doesn't like Disney movies. He
Yeah,
had to
they're-
watch a fucking live action song and dance movie that he didn't know what it is.
I was always very freaked out by how Captain Hook has immense anxiety about the ticking alligator and shit.
I did watch
trying to fuck with
the
him.
Peter Pan animated series as a kid.
Somebody
Pretty
needs to
regularly.
do a Captain Hook and Chubbs from Happy Gilmore crossover.
Oh my god, they both get the revenge.
Yeah.
Goddamn
alligator.
jumped up and put my hand off. And Captain Hook's like, you
tore one of them bastards' eyes out.
That'd be a great fucking tattoo.
Or a
Those guys-
cosplay to combine them.
Yeah.
Literally one of the half down the middle.
Yeah, the
even
ultimate
funny.
Two-Face where you have no hands.
So you're gonna do blackface on half?
I'm not.
Is it bad if it's only half?
It's
Is it
fucking
yes. It's kind of bad that we even
You get half
went
canceled.
there. So never mind. We're gonna uncancel ourselves. We're gonna need to rewind this.
Yeah.
You can just edit out the time gap.
Yeah, you do see how this might make us look bad, right?
What's your number 4, Justin?
Aladdin. Robin Williams is fucking
Aladdin.
badass as the goddamn genie.
I didn't put it on my list because I figured it'd be on your list.
Yeah, that was fun.
Don't do that.
I like that one.
It's very good. It's very nice.
Your
fun
list is a
movie.
fraud now.
No, it's not.
All right, number 3, Alec.
Number 3, Oliver and Company. You ever see that?
I don't think I've seen that one, honestly.
Cheech plays a chihuahua in it that smokes cigars.
What? Cigars,
I
huh?
remember the name.
Yeah, there's dogs in it and shit. And cats. It's like a 80s animated, I want to say.
Billy Joel plays Artful Dodger.
Hmm.
Joey Lawrence plays Oliver.
Joey Lawrence.
Bette Midler, Dom
Part of the
DeLuise.
whole podcast this way, guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. My number 3 is Peter Pan. It's
Peter
badass.
Pan, eh?
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan peanut butter is the best peanut butter for your dog to lick off your balls.
Bulls.
Balls.
Oh, you mean a dog. You mean the bull.
You know those Kong toys that you put peanut butter in for dogs?
I got that tattooed on my tallywhacker,
Do
so
you
the
know
dog
what-
doesn't know the difference.
You know what I'm talking about? It's
Alec is so high, it's amazing.
It's a perfect thing to teach your dog to toss your salad.
Oh my god.
Because then you just put
it. You can't even help but laugh at yourself. This is the
Oh,
dumbest
I
thing I've
can't
ever
even
seen.
say it.
You're going to knock the Scooby-Doo poster off.
Okay, say it. I gotta hear it. I'm gonna not listen, but listen closely.
Because, you know, the Kong toys, they're shaped... they're shaped like a butthole. And it's even red like a butthole. Oh, everybody...
He's crying.
This shouldn't be that funny. I'm not. You're the only one that's high in the room, and that I'm just laughing because you're laughing this hard. Who snorted?
Oh,
Did you snort?
I'm crying over here.
It happens.
Oh, welcome to the Frog Brothers podcast. Our one listener that's left.
This
That's
is a-
probably me.
This is a Disney topic.
Yes, this is a Disney discussion.
Look at his eyes.
All right. Number 2.
That's my daily tip, by the way. Kong toys. Kong's toys should sponsor us.
He's crying.
Yeah, we'll post that on the Instagram feed. You can see how much I'm crying from that laugh. It's dripping down my face, and I'm proud.
It's like the simulation you did at the beginning of the show, only now it's real.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
What are we?
Number 2.
Yeah.
He's now on number 2.
Yes.
Aristocats. The movie fucking rules about little cats
Aristocrats.
that are rich. Everybody wants to be a cat. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Some fucking dope ass shit in that.
I don't know if I watched that one.
It's a weird fucking movie, but it's good.
1970.
Yeah, dude, there's like a trippy sequence. There's lots of trippy shit in that movie, actually. But it's dope.
My number 2
Creme de
is
la Edgar,
the,
motherfuckers.
The Jungle Book.
That's a racist-ass movie, but yeah.
Well, it's based off the Rudyard Kipling novel
Yeah.
that Disney then fucking trademarked as Disney's The Jungle Book.
There's
and
also
then-
a scene in Mowgli that's used, you know, how they copy the Disney shit, something
Mhm.
else. I don't remember what it was, but... Oh, it's Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, yeah, the direct animation scene, yeah. Yep.
Well.
As a kid, you don't notice all the racist bullshit in there, but...
No.
As a kid, I had fun watching it because there's a fucking, like, Black Panther hanging out, fucking being cool with his
Bagheera
kid.
and Baloo
Yeah.
are the best parts, clearly.
Yeah, I could give a fuck less about Mowgli, or
What's the
Mowgli?
king orangutan's name?
Oh, I
What is
forget.
he? King Roland? King Roland to Lone Star! That's what I was thinking of, apparently.
I don't remember.
Are you there?
But yeah, no, that's Baloo and Bagheera are the best parts of that movie, and that's what makes the whole movie. That's why I like the movie.
Yeah.
And then they had the whole Beatles thing about the birds, the vultures, or whatever. Oh no! What do you want to do today? Oh no!
The Beatles don't have Cockney accents.
None of them did.
No.
Well, whatever. That's what they're kind of going for at the time. I don't fucking know. I just remember that part of the movie. All right, fuck off.
You suck. That was racist against British people.
We fled from religious people of Britain.
My number 1.
What is your number 1?
A Goofy movie.
You can't see this, can you?
Is that your number 1 also?
Fuck yeah.
Powerline. He's the only Powerline dad, the biggest rock star. Plus Pauly Shore in this. Fuck yeah.
It's a fucking fun movie.
Cheddar Weddar.
I think I may have seen that one. Now that I think about it.
I have 2 copies on VHS because there's 2 different versions they released on VHS, and I have both of them because I like this movie.
Are they both in the clamshell cases?
Yes.
Nice.
They're 2 different styles.
2 different styles of clamshell cases.
Choose from 2 different movie covers. Order now.
$19.95 plus shipping and handling.
Comes with a free Kong and jar of peanut butter.
Brought to you by Alec. Hand delivered.
Train your dog to eat your ass just like I did mine.
Some people might train their dog to get him a beer.
That's what's wrong with them.
Yeah.
It's not the fireworks.
Yeah, I killed me.
I think the fireworks have actually been pretty restrained this year compared to other years.
Speaking of fireworks.
Everything's missing me up today. Listen to what I got to say. Everything's missing me up today. Listen to this. Lash out irrationally. Lash out irrationally. Yeah.
I haven't done one of these fucking rants in a little while, have I?
No.
We haven't done any one of them. Am I the only one who's done one of these motherfucking rants?
I'm pretty sure I
You did
ranted about
one.
something one time.
Yeah, I think you did.
I don't even remember what we ranted about.
I don't know. It's been a while.
You haven't done this segment since I've been on the show.
Really? We've done it at least once.
Since I've been on?
Yeah.
Maybe.
God damn it, don't argue with me. I'm
Maybe
doing the
once.
pissed off segment right now, and I will fucking strike down upon you.
We need some fireworks to
Right?
strike right now.
No, we need some fucking...
I think it's been restrained based on previous years.
Tonight has been, surprisingly.
Yeah, it's the day after.
Last night,
too.
I sounded like I was in a goddamn
Well, that's the
motherfucking
4th of
war
July.
movie.
I meant like before and
Yeah, but
after
fuck-
the 4th.
fuck the 4th of July.
Usually it's fucking a week before, a week after, just nonstop.
Anyone who likes America is going to get pissed at me tonight and think I'm all anti-America.
Anyone who likes America.
And in a way, I am. But not as anti-America as one might think.
Well,
I'm anti-fireworks, for sure. Literally, I noticed something that was tweeted out by Fox 4, Kansas City News.
Ooh, Fox 4.
And it was that the fucking smoke from all these fireworks shows up on the goddamn Doppler radar. Do you know what that means?
Pollution.
Inaccurate weather forecast?
It means that this damn thing doesn't work. A little Back to the Future here before I lighten the mood, because I'm pretty fucking triggered by this shit because it ruins Booger's day.
There's so many people that have dogs that are like,
Booger
have
won't go
extreme
outside.
anxieties from this shit.
He wouldn't go outside. He peed and pooped inside, and it had to be cleaned. And I have no hate for him because of this. It's only the people outside because he has anxiety for it. So he shakes. He climbs under the bed where he can't fucking fit. He has a terrible fucking time. I literally went outside, and there was a guy shooting off fireworks in the parking lot over here. And I was just like yelling obscurities out my front door every time he would set one off for a little while. Like, you have a small dick. Fireworks are for fags. And
Things
it's
that
okay.
would trigger somebody like that.
It's okay, I can say that.
Yeah, if you know they're straight and it'll just piss them off because they're homophobic, it's okay.
Exactly. I didn't know that for a fact, but I figured it would because he's setting off fireworks. Only straight people set off fireworks.
Yeah.
I mean, mainly.
Some gay people might have like the sparklers.
That's true.
That's Jesus Christ. Nick's like, let me just stereotype some shit here.
Oh, God damn it.
My problem with fireworks, though, personally, since we're complaining about it, is all these dumb, fucking, ignorant pieces of
Trash,
shit,
too.
fucking humans. They're all
like,
all the shit in the
you know
road.
what? We're going to blow up shit for America's Day, but we're going to call it the Kung Flu, and we're going to be racist towards Asian people. And then you realize you're like, these are all imported, mostly from China. So the fact that you're celebrating America leaving another country by
They
blowing up
definitely invented it,
imported
yeah.
foreign fireworks makes you a fucking dumb bastard.
You dumb bastard.
When they celebrate freedom, but tried to...
Now, I blow up fireworks, but I'm well
Overthrow the
aware of
country.
this. And I had, the kids, we had a few little things, but fucking weeks of this shit, like this year I think wasn't as nutty as it could have been.
You're
because it was a
un-American
Sunday.
unless you shoot
And
off all your
just to be
fireworks
clear,
on
I'm
the
not even
4th.
really even talking about some of the small stuff, because the small stuff ain't too bad. Like, even bottle rockets aren't even that bad. Roman candles, whatever you want to do.
No, it's
and
people
stuff
that
like
buy
that.
like the...
Roman
I'm
candles
talking
don't make
about
a
the
lot of
big
noise.
fucking ones that they use for displays. If you're doing those in neighborhoods and shit, you're a fucking prick. It's one thing if you're out in the country and you have a country-ass house and you're like, all right, we're going to do it here. Or if they're doing their display. And on July 4th is the one exception. But these motherfuckers, they go all the way out into the, July 1st, June 30th. They're out there like, oh yeah, I'm fucking putting this goddamn firework in this fucking tube and I'm going to fucking set it off.
You're disturbing a bugger.
Yeah, I know. He hates it when I get pissed, so this is not a good segment to do with him here. I apologize, Booger. Let me take a breath here.
Bugger says, is he pissed or jerking off?
It's like fucking every night, though. I mean, I had the kids over this weekend, and they were trying to sleep right, and so there's fireworks fucking going off, and like trying to get them to go to sleep because they're like a giant boom, and they're like, cool. All right, and not to mention anyone that might have PTSD from being in a war zone or anything. Like, yeah, we're just going to celebrate America by blowing shit up. You're like, one night, okay, whatever. People can plan for it, but this year it was Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night.
Happy days.
Today,
Thursday,
there's
Friday,
plenty on
happy
there.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not much better than when you have a fucking 4th on a Wednesday or a Thursday, because motherfuckers will take Friday off too, and then they'll have a long weekend of them blowing shit up indefinitely.
Yeah.
So
I was definitely not Ron Howard in Happy Days this weekend.
No.
I was the opposite of that.
Yeah, just do it one fucking night. You don't need to do it every night.
Fuck you and fuck your fireworks, huh?
You know what I just watched?
Me pulling a can off some moron's fist?
Return of the Jedi.
Did you see Alien? When that creature was in that guy's stomach?
Oh my god!
You ever seen that really old movie? Empire Strikes Back?
Jesus, Tony.
Welcome to Retro Release Reviews.
This is an interesting movie also. We picked Joyride from 2001. In the UK, it was called Roadkill. Interesting title. Not a bad title.
Do they not
either.
have joyrides in the UK?
I don't know. Maybe there's already a British film called Joyride I've already seen. That's right, I have.
You do realize that other people and countries make movies too. And so maybe
74% on Rotten Tomatoes it has, doesn't it?
I guess so.
That's not usually a reason to change the movie title.
If someone owns the copyright to it or the
Hey,
trademark to it.
you know who wrote this?
I don't know if someone owns a A movie company owns a trademark to Joyride.
Yes, they would try to.
Some
trademark
guy named Judge Abrams.
J.J. Abrams.
J.J. Abrams, that's it.
J.J. Abrams.
He wrote it, but he didn't direct it.
He produced it, though.
Directed by John Dahl, who directed Rounders. I've not seen Rounders, but I know it has Matt Damon and Edward Norton in it. And it's about poker or some shit.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Any good?
As I recall, yeah.
Yeah.
Been a while, but yeah.
Nobody knows anything about it. I'm doing nothing but voices tonight. Welcome. I'm probably pissing everyone off. I'm the most annoying podcast host in the world. But fuck you, you're listening to me now. So you will listen to me, and you will fucking listen to everything that I have to say.
Because I have the fucking microphone.
Exactly.
Wedding singer style.
Wedding
Yes.
singer quote for you guys out there.
So Paul Walker, before he killed himself driving too fast.
Paul Walker. We like Paul Walker here because of
He was a passenger, I think.
my guilty pleasure of Fast and Furious, and of course Tammy the T-Rex, which is just hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Steve Zahn plays Fuller.
Fuck yeah.
Lewis's brother.
Oh,
He's
Steve
great in
Zahn.
this.
Steve Zahn. I don't know how you say his name, but I love the
Zahn,
guy.
I think.
And he's in That Thing You Do, and he's the funniest part of that movie.
And Lily Sobieski played Venna.
Sobieski, maybe.
Yeah, and then Ted Levine, uncredited as the voice of Rusty Nail, who you may know as
Rusty Nail, come on.
Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. Put the fucking lotion in the basket. Put the lotion in the basket.
he does pretty good. His
Oh, wait. Was she a great big fat girl?
No, he's great as that. And then he didn't have to do the acting. There was another uncredited actor who did the physical appearance of Rusty Nail.
Mm-hmm. There's lots of interesting colors in this movie too. It actually looks pretty good if you paid much attention to that. It feels like a 2001 movie. Like it fits perfectly in that like group of movies from that time period. It like just the way it's structured and everything. Like it gets going pretty quick and like it's never super boring or anything. Now it's not a masterpiece, but it's good.
One thing that stands out to me about this is like for the thriller genre, right? Nobody actually dies in this.
Well, there's the one guy in the motel that dies. Oh, I guess he doesn't die.
They show him.
He's in a
His
coma.
jaw's ripped off,
Yeah.
and he's like
But-
close to death.
Let's face it, that's basically
Which,
death.
what do you do without the lower part of your jaw? That would be shitty.
Well, you can't suck any more dick, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that guy was an asshole anyway, so.
Yeah,
no,
the
that
racist guy at the motel.
But that, I mean, it was interesting because you don't see any like gratuitous violence in this movie, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the most you see is like.
Well, that's why it's a thriller. It's not a horror movie, but it's
Yeah.
definitely a good watch.
But it does a good job of keeping the suspense through the entire film, right? As you kind of get going with things, and
We watched it on Tubi. Well, I did on Tubi for free.
yeah, that's what I did.
That's
And
what I did also, yeah.
I couldn't find it on. Well, actually, by the time I watched, it wasn't on Tubi anymore. I think. When
Was
did
it-
you?
Oh, I watched it today, and it was on Pluto TV.
Maybe that's okay.
That's where I watched it, but like I
Okay,
couldn't.
I watched it on
there's no
Pluto.
like on the app I have for the Xfinity thing. There's no search button, so I had
There's
to
no
go looking
search on
for it.
anything for Pluto, so yeah.
So I had to literally. It was under Popcorn Flicks. I think
think it was
Victoria
under-
actually found it.
Yeah.
It might have been under. It was under horror for me. It wasn't under thriller because I looked at thriller first.
No, I enjoyed it. Right, you start off like trying to figure out who these characters are. Just
Yeah, he's like flirting with this chick at first over the phone, and he decides to come and get her, it's kind of a weird plot. It feels like typical weird college fucking movie.
Yeah,
but then
they
he
got
ends
it
up
set
picking his
up.
brother
Yeah.
from jail on the way there, and that's where it starts getting fun because those two together are pretty entertaining.
And they do a good job of like having those two build their story arc before you really get into anything else, right? And when
Yeah.
Venna comes in again later on, you're like, oh, I thought she was going to be way more involved in this movie than she was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she has a pretty good role to it, but the first,
I thought you said there was no candy cane.
yeah, the first third of the movie is really great. I mean, it opens up and it's pretty solid. It really gets everything going pretty well.
Yeah.
And it's stupid shit. Like, people have probably done stupid shit with their friends like that. They're like, yeah, let's buy a CB radio. And the funny line early on when he does that, he's like, yeah, it's like the prehistoric internet chat room or whatever. He's like, you've ever fucked with people in a chat room? Basically. And you're like, yeah, I guess that's very true for that time. Nowadays, you can just watch people do pretty much anything you ever fucking imagined.
Remember onlyfans.com/thefrogbros video for me sticking N64 cartridges up my butt.
And blowing them off, too.
And then sounding myself with the controller plugs.
That's Cruisin' USA.
Mm-hmm.
That's the game that would have been playing in this movie.
Do you know what cruising means?
He's cruising. He's a John for sure. Look at this guy. He's a John for sure.
Walton Goggins was in this originally.
In a fucking,
deleted scenes.
in a deleted scene as a cop. I was so pissed when I found that out. He didn't make
I want to see if I can find that on YouTube or anything. If it's, I need to get this on DVD as well. I have it on DVD. Let's see. So yeah, they get the guy at the motel killed by pranking him and telling him to meet him there, basically, over the CB. Paul Walker pretends to be a woman.
It's basically like the precursor to swatting, because you're like, okay, we're going to fuck with somebody and just get them fucked because they did something stupid to you that you didn't like.
Jesus. Then that motherfucker gets murdered, basically. Close to
jaw. Well, yeah, he gets his
He'll
jaw, lower
wish
jaw.
he's dead.
Yeah.
Gets his jaw removed.
I like how the
left in
phone
highway.
rings next door and they hear it, and then it rings in their room. It's almost like, you haven't seen it, but we need to watch Barton Fink sometime. It's a Coen Brothers movie about filmmaker. John Turturro plays him, and then John Goodman's in it a lot.
Okay.
But John Goodman is his next door neighbor, and John Turturro complains about John Goodman making noise, and then he hears the phone ring next door, telling them that it's taken care of. So that's how he knows it's him. So he goes and knocks on the door, and he's like, "Did you just complain about me?" It's this whole thing, but that's what it reminded me of. I was expecting him to come over right away when I watched this because I hadn't seen it before, you know. But then it.
Oh, you'd never seen this before?
I'd always heard about it and always kind of like didn't necessarily have an interest in it, so I was like, I'll give it a shot. And it, since I had low expectations, was pretty good.
Yeah, not having heard much about it, like Paul Walker, I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know, I know you're a fan of the Fast and the Furious stuff, but that's like your guilty pleasure.
But again, I don't
hate
not,
the guy.
I know they're not good movies, but they're fun to watch.
Yeah.
That's what they are for me. Some of the car stunt work and some of them and stuff from a filmmaking's perspective is
Well, yeah,
pretty
when
dope,
you look
so.
at some of that stuff, yeah, you can always, it's just like doing music production. If you do music production or video production or anything like that, you're going to find something to appreciate in pretty much anything you consume.
Yeah. Their first encounter really getting fucked up by him. That guy that
the ice
chases
the
them
ice
out,
truck driver, yeah.
and then that fucking gets wrecked.
And he's like, "Oh, it's a tire pressure checker." You're like, "What?"
Yeah, what the fuck are you running around chasing people with that for? You
Yeah, and like,
fucking
why are you
lunatic?
walking around with that in the fucking convenience station and the cashier doesn't bat
But
an
then he
eyelash?
gets his
Yeah,
truck
he should've
plowed
taken it
through
in the store.
and then he pushes them up against the thing, and they're all apologizing and freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
he's like,
I was just playing with you, man.
Yeah.
We're just playing a game. Don't take it so serious.
Open up your little boy puss. I need a place to stick this.
Which is fucked up because later on you find out that, you know, when they're in, what are they, in Wyoming? Do they say they're near Laramie or something like that? When that's where they say the ice truck driver's from, and then like obviously that guy's been kidnapped too and fucking made to drive the truck at the end for the big fucking crash scene.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool, seeing that semi-truck drive through the fucking back
So
of
I
the
guess
building
that
and
guy
everything else.
dies, the ice truck driver.
Yeah, he's the one that they find that's
He's
actually
the
dead
only
in there.
person that actually
Yeah.
dies, okay.
And then they leave the big cliffhanger there at the end showing that, you know.
And there is a Joyride 2 and 3, and I've never seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no consistency between actors for Rusty Nail. So I knew that, you know, we weren't going to see Ted Levine do the voice, but I just was wondering, you know, if the physical actor was the same, and it was different in all of them. So
Both of them were uncredited too, so.
Yeah.
But it's
Kinda
the same
weird.
character.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it's a fun flick, right? Start to finish, you're on your edge of your seat for most of it because it's got a good amount of tension on it. They keep the tension going. And then obviously
It balances humor really well, too.
Yeah, and Steve Kahn's character, whatever, just or Zahn,
James
sorry.
Caan.
Shao Kahn's character.
Yeah, exactly. He's he's from Outer World.
Yeah.
He's a real bad guy. Doesn't wear much either. No, so he does a great job with the comic relief and just kind of being an asshole. But in the moment when you're like, if there's someone is going to die, like when he's trying to get on Venna, you're like, you son of a bitch. You're like, you know that's your brother's weakness, and you're like, waits for him to fall asleep. He's like, hey, you cool with this? You're like, you son of a bitch. I was like, that guy deserves to get his ass kicked.
Yeah, that was fucking weird. I was like,
have you two been in this situation?
No, because we're not assholes.
No, and
I
we've
mean,
got-
at least not in that way.
Yeah, I mean, we're assholes in plenty of ways in life, but no, we don't tread like that.
No. We're not into the sloppy seconds.
Yeah, we're not Eskimo brothers or anything like that either, so.
No.
So what did you think, Nick?
I always loved this movie. I had owned it when in like 2002 when it first came out on DVD, and I didn't have a lot of movies, so I watched it.
Pretty frequently.
100 times.
Yeah. I can't imagine that with someone else doing the voice. Like Ted Levine just has enough creepiness to him that you're like, okay, that's pretty interesting.
I liked one of my favorite appearances of him is the Hills Have Eyes remake as well.
Mm-hmm.
He plays the father that gets like fucking crucified and like fucking burned alive.
He just plays a good asshole. Like he just has that aura.
He's not even an asshole in that one, but he's in Evolution as well as the military guy.
Yep.
Obviously, Silence of the Lambs.
Mm-hmm.
This as we're talking about it. What else can we think of that he's in off the top of our heads?
He's in Jurassic World.
Yeah, that's true. Jurassic Fallen Kingdom as the guy trying to get the.
He's basically the Roland Tembo of that movie.
Yes,
like,
that's exactly what it reminds me of. All I want for my services is the right to hunt one of the Tyrannosaurs.
Yeah, that's all. Except it comes like this. I want a Sling Blade to get this, and I know that's not actually Sling Blade, but I just imagine him doing the voice of Sling Blade would work very well too. Yeah. Any other final thoughts on that one? It's fun. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's fucking free to
I think
watch.
it says a lot for this movie that you can watch it multiple times and still enjoy it, even though you know.
Yeah, even though you know what's
Jerry
going on.
Springer also had a final thought on his show.
About Joyride?
No, just in general. Remember when he would do Jerry's final thought or whatever?
Yeah, when he tried to give you the moral of the story, you're like, fuck you, Jerry. You don't have any moral
Don't
of
fuck
the
your
story.
sister.
That's what Jerry wants to do. Jerry was Eskimo Brothers with lots of people on his show.
You're stoned out of your mind, man.
All right.
We now return to the real Ghostbusters.
Diane, 11:30 a.m., February 24th. Entering the town of Twin Peaks.
Pretty good.
Bill Murray's the funniest man on the planet. Episode by episode.
Twin Peaks, Season 2, Episode 9.
Otherwise known as Episode 16.
Arbitrary Law.
This is a good fucking episode, man.
Yes.
It's one of my favorites.
A lot happens.
Yes. It's one of the payoff episodes.
There's so much fucking payoff in it, too. It's amazing.
I have 2 pages of fucking notes. That's how much pays off and how many quotes and things there are that I like.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, this starts out with some like slow motion shots of what looks like a fucking badass rap video with Cooper, Truman, Hawk, and Albert walking in the forest. Like, expect to see back up in your ass with that resurrection from fucking Office Space, you know?
Yeah. Baseball bat and a fax machine.
Fucking ghetto boys. So they're basically finding Maddie's body. And so that's fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
Maddie was murdered, obviously, by Leland. We saw Bob possessed him.
Yep.
That was kind of revealed. And so then basically Cooper says to Truman, like, give me 24 hours to figure something out about this before you tell anyone that she's been killed. And this is one of my favorite quotes from Albert. What he says to Cooper here is, I don't know where this is headed, but the only one of us with the coordinates for this destination in his hardware is you. Go on whatever vision quest you require. Stand on the rim of a volcano. Stand alone and do your dance.
Yeah, he always gives some... He's an interesting character, too.
Yeah, I love it.
He's short and he's an asshole, but he says insightful shit.
It's one of the best lines in this show for me, and this episode and everything, that character. So that's cool. Donna and James in their little fucking romantic scene where they're like, oh, we'll be together forever. Oh, silly bitch. You haven't seen the end of the episode, have you? I have.
Yeah. You also find out that where I started, getting a few good notes is the bit when you learn the creamed corn lady's been dead for 3 years and like her grandson wasn't like really there at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
Before that, you see a little bit real quick of Norma and her mom at the diner.
Oh, yeah, because she's asking where she got those glasses. She's like, oh, yeah, they were whatever Maddie's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What fowl did you get these eggs from?
And then Andy's saying the J'ai un homme solitaire over and fucking over, which is apparently what Harold wrote, which means I am alone. He wrote that in his suicide note.
Mm.
So she said that Mrs. Tremond had said that. So she brought Cooper over there. That's how we get there.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then...
that was an interesting reveal because it was a weird scene anyway, so the fact that they're like already dead and she's interacting with something...
And her grandson that was magic's not there.
Yeah. The other side is like, no. But she does give her that page of the diary, though, that was in the house, which is wild.
Oh, which has the details about the red room and Cooper's dream. And he's
and like he
I had the same dream. Follow the weird naked Indian.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Oh, but the blue M&Ms.
I had the same dream.
Basically.
Didn't you find it a trifle bit unnecessary that...
and then you see Catherine goes and she gets fucking Ben to sign all the papers and she reveals himself to him and he's like all excited at first and he signs and he's like, you're going to tell the Cooper,
wait.
right?
I got some more notes that happened before that.
Yeah.
If you want to get there real quick. But it's
just let him read his notes.
There's the golden circle part where
golden showers?
Whatever, Philip Gerard with Mike and him, he's talking to Cooper and he tells him there's a golden circle. And also means butthole.
Mm-hmm.
Which is he's like, I gave my ring to the giant, he says. And then he goes outside and sees the same butler he saw before he saw the giant, and says, I know about you. And then he says, the milk will cool on you, but it's getting warmer now. And then he's like, getting warmer now. I must be getting warmer on my mission, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you see the Tojimura and Catherine reveal with the weird scene where she's like, fuck you.
My favorite bit of that, though, is at the end. She's like, we've been lying to each other our whole lives. Like, what do you expect me to do? Actually go fucking tell the sheriff? She's like, fuck off. That was pretty good.
Donna goes to see Leland, and here's where the shit starts taking off.
Yes. It gets real fucking wild here. Yeah.
She's almost fucking murdered by him. And I love this scene. He sees Bob in the mirror, and then he goes and he's like trying to comfort Donna because she's all worried about Maddie. And he's like, no, she's fine, I promise. You know what really cheers me up? And then he goes over to his record player and he pulls out a record and he says, do you like Huey Lewis in the News? No. He puts on an album, though. It's basically like that because he's about to kill this motherfucking
She wasn't
bitch.
interested in drinking the lemonade.
Oh, that's true, because he was going to drug her.
Which looked like orange juice for some reason.
And then he starts dancing with her, and then he pulls her really close really quick and is like about to fucking start the shit when the doorbell rings. And Truman, Saved by the Bell.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's also interesting, like, he does a great job revealing, like, the crazy look when she's like, oh, the secret diary. He's like, well, they already found her diary. And she's like, no, the secret diary. And he's like, she had a secret diary?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bob's worried because he doesn't want more people to find out about him.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole reason she's dead is because Bob didn't want to be revealed, so.
I love the look, though, when it zooms up from the record player and you see it's Bob, and he's like, and he makes the weird screaming sound and shit. It is frightening. I mean, especially if you were like a kid, there's just weird imagery that would be in your head, you know what I mean? It's one of those things. I don't know why a kid would watch Twin Peaks or anything, but...
Yeah, you never know.
You said this guy's just a member of the production crew?
He was at first, but he was accidentally shot in a mirror in the pilot.
But he didn't have any, like, acting experience?
No. But you can see him, he was production crew on Wild at Heart, too, so there's, like, behind-the-scenes photos with him, so people always get freaked out, because like, it's fucking Bob, and he's in the behind-the-scenes photos of Wild at Heart, what the fuck? And they're like, oh,
right.
he's the production guy, though.
Yeah, that's it.
Makes
He's probably in a lot of behind-the-scenes photos of shit because he's in the industry.
They gathered a bunch of people at the diner, or the Roadhouse, basically.
Yeah, the Roadhouse, yeah. They have everyone there, and Dale's basically gathered everyone
It's
in there.
storming. You have Ben Horn, Leo Johnson, Bobby Leland, Briggs shows up and brings the butler.
Yes, and he says, you're right on time. Like, that was a huge piece right there.
And here's where one of the other things from Cooper's dream plays out finally, the last little bit.
Oh, yeah, he finally remembers the bit.
He talks about the gum. Leland talks about the gum I used to chew as a boy. And he says, that gum you like is going to come back in style.
And as soon as he hears that, then, yeah, he goes into his own head and hears Laura revealed, my dad killed me.
From the same dream where he forgot it before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty fucking wild too in that scene. Like, and it plays out so well.
Yeah, and then basically they're like, Ben Horn, come with us. You might want to take Leland Palmer as your lawyer. And this part's fucking just brilliant, Cooper.
Yes. Works out so well. Yeah, they get him back in there, and he's like, can we bail him out really quick? And they're all fucking playing stupid. It's a classic bait and switch here, which works out really well in the scenario.
Yeah, they act like they're going to put Ben Horn in the cell. Leland is like, don't worry. And then when he does that, they like fucking grab him and force him in there. And he starts freaking out like a wild animal.
Oh, yeah, the weird howling shit he does is so fucking creepy.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Dick Tremaine says something that anybody else who has watched The Return of Twin Peaks will recognize a line that Dick Tremaine says in this, which is, there's no way to know if there's any relevance of this or anything like that, but he says, got a light? Which is, yeah, that's a thing. Had to note that.
Well, you get in that room and you see Leland going crazy as Bob, right? Bob's pissed and...
He does the Fire Walk With Me poem when he's sitting in the chair.
And that's after they interrogate him and like try to get some questions, and he's just fucking with him. He's like, do you know? That whole bit was pretty fun.
Yeah, he admits to killing Laura and Maddie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Sheriff Truman's already like worried about like, is this, we got to have evidence. He's like, yeah, we'll go get it.
Yeah.
And that plays out well.
After he does the Fire Walk With Me poem, he then says, I'll catch you with my death bag. You may think I've gone insane, but I promise I will kill again.
And that's basically Bob leaving Leland and basically revealing to Leland that Leland has memory of what he did as Bob.
Yeah,
which is
especially
pretty significant.
now. Like
right?
he didn't always have it there, but it's always been like fuzzy, and he always kind of forgets it. And it's always hidden.
Well, it always felt like when he was possessed by Bob, Bob was able to block that.
Yeah.
Did you mention that he beat his head against the door first?
Yes.
Okay.
No, we didn't mention it, but he did.
And that's what kills.
And then he describes it to Cooper as he came inside me, which I meant to grab that as a sound clip.
But
he came inside me.
But that's the huge moment, though, where he's laying there dying, and Leland reveals and admits everything he can to Cooper as they're all there, and then basically Cooper walks him through heaven or whatever, if that's how you want to
Yeah, or just death in general.
Yeah,
and then
just go to the
I
light.
wouldn't say heaven. I would say definitely more of it's more of like a Tibetan spiritual thing, and it's dope. I have the kind of speech he says here. He says, all things are like the void and cloudless skies, and the naked, spotless intellect is like a transparent vacuum without circumference or center. Leland, in this moment, know yourself and abide in that state. Find the light. And then, just find the light over and over.
Over and over until he dies, yeah.
Which is like, perhaps I wrote here, the most beautiful death scene ever, ? I fucking love it.
Yeah, I mean,
he's like comforting him, and like it comforts me.
Well, he comforts him knowing that like he did all this bad shit possessed. So like Leland was kind of a shit person anyway, but he wasn't shit to this level. So he just basically kind of giving him that guidance there that like, yeah, you might be a trash person, but I'm still going to be there for you on the way out. So I found that very interesting to see that how that played out, and it was
I mean he's just a victim to Bob. So later on they're outside and
they're doing like
Harry's like he's fucking insane. And Albert says, well, people saw Bob in visions. So, I mean, people physically saw him.
Yeah, and Truman even says, like, I've seen some weird shit, but I've never seen anything that weird. But, I mean, that's part of that, just the area they're in, right? Which
Garland Briggs has a line, too, about there's more to heaven and earth than there is in our philosophy.
Yes.
Which is a very interesting just statement in general. Garland Briggs fucking laying it down, man.
Yeah. Even when I just wish there was more just on his character, because he's really just showing you
that's from like Shakespeare or something, I think.
Doesn't matter. Either way.
He's still the one, though, that's like basically acknowledging the government knows about all this shit, and he has a very detailed knowledge of it, but he just can't fucking speak to it, right? He's got shit that he can't speak to, but I mean, we already know that he has a lot of information. But he holds himself to an ethical standard that peer to peer he won't even like break that standard. So it's interesting to see
Albert
him,
has
like,
the line
reveal that shit.
Maybe that's all Bob is, the evil that men do.
Yeah, manifested, right? Yeah.
Then Truman's like, what if Bob is real? Where is Bob now? We let him escape.
Yeah, and then you see that whole fucking Evil Dead looking sequence of the
I was about to say, I literally wrote Evil Dead shot owl.
Yeah. Yep, you see that sequence of it flying through with the distorted colors.
Bob is a deadite.
Bob possesses the owl?
Yeah, you just wait till episode 16 when Ash shows up, finally.
No, so that was a fucking great episode. I really enjoyed that one.
Yes, this is one of those payoff episodes where you're like spending season 2 doing a lot of like homework for everything to pay off.
Yes.
It does that again, basically.
And then you can't even forget the subplots, too, like the whole thing about who's the parent of the kid and everything like that, and how that's going to play out. Like,
and then James leaves town because Maddie's murdered.
Yep.
And, she's like, don't leave me, James. And you're like, fuck off.
But you had enough other stuff, some of those side plots just aren't nearly as important because you're just like, whoa.
No,
fuck no. A lot of shit going on here. It's an excellent one.
Well, I guess that's this week's episode. So, if you're listening to this on the podcast feed, check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/thefrogbros. Also, join our Facebook group. If you haven't, do it. Search us out. Frog Bros Video. Hit the join button.
We keep teasing the t-shirt shop and everything online. I finally got a big piece that I wanted ready for that to launch. So we've got an amazing design by Beducci Studios that I will reveal when we reveal the store. So you'll be able to get t-shirts of that. We're going to donate $5 of every shirt sale to Children's Mercy Hospital locally. That's the same charity that Paul Rudd in town uses with the Big Slick charity group. So Children's Hospital here. So we're going to do our part to give back. But just wanted to give a shout out to that, so be looking out for it. And it's not just a design straight for the show. It's a badass design in general. I think you guys are going to like it.
Yep.
So we will see you next week.
These are my dinner guests, Frog Brothers. Frog Brothers. Frog Brothers.
Something about shut this off, shut these all off.
Yeah, something like that.